Hello guys, in this tutorial I will show you advanced text animation in Premiere Pro. With this method, you can customize any text to behave or move the way you want it. And if you do not have any experience using Premiere Pro at all, this tutorial is beginner friendly because it is going to be step by step. So let's get into it. So if you open your Premiere Pro, you start a new project. Name your project. You see where to name your project is at the top left corner. Then once you name your project, hit create. Once you have your project started, you need to create a sequence that will hold your text animation. A sequence is like a canvas where an artist draws their artwork. So to create a sequence, go to File, then New, and then select Sequence. On the sequence, you can see to the left side of the dialog box, you will see many presets right here. You can select any preset that suits your need. But for this tutorial, I'm going with HD 1080p 29.97 frames per second. Then I will name my sequence to text animation. And then I will hit OK. Now we need to create our text. To create a text, go to Graphics and Text, New Layer, then Text. With the text created, first we need to put in our word. So to do that, you will select the text tool right here and then click on the text. Ctrl A to highlight them and then start typing. So now we can use the effects control panel here to style our text, or we use the essential graphic panel to the right to style our text. First, let's change the paragraph to center align. Then we align this to center using the align tool on the essential graphics panel. We can also change the font, but for this I'm going to go with the default font. Below here on the essential graphic panel, let's just make this a bold style. So I can also increase the size here. Basically, this is where you style your text. Now that we have our text, let's do our first animation. On the effects control panel to the left, select and expand the text property. Now we want to animate this to right from left to right. That means we want it to appear from left to the right. So we are going to use the masking tool for that. So you see the mask tool right here. Click on the rectangle tool, and that is gonna add a mask on your preview window on the center here. So now let's move our time indicator to about 1 second forward in time. I'm going to go with 1 second 10 frames. First, we need to select this mask and expand it until we have it cover the text entirely. Now on the effects control, under the mask, you can see a mask 1 has been added. Then on the property of the mask, add a keyframe to the mask packed by clicking on this stopwatch here. Beautiful. We have created our first keyframe if you look at the property right here. Now let's move our time indicator back to 0 on the timeline. Your timeline is below the preview window here. Let's select the mask 1 on the effects control panel. Once you select it, the mask will appear. So let's move the mask entirely until no text is visible on the preview window. Now if you scrub through now, this is what you have. You have the text moving from left to the right, that is appearing from left to the right. Now let's tweak some other settings right here. On the mask feather, I'm going to make it 15. I'll move my time indicator to the last keyframe right here. Then I'm going to close the text property and go to the motion property. If you expand the motion property, you will see position property. Hit the stopwatch to create a keyframe. Then you go back to 0 and then move the X value to the left. So if you scroll through now, this is what you have. You have the text sliding in and also appearing like it is being typed from left to right. On the position keyframe, you will select the last keyframe here, right click on it and go to temporal interpolation and select easy in. Now your animation will move fast and then slow down. Now let's customize this further by adding more advanced effect to the text like you saw in the example. On the project manager window that is below the FS control panel, you will see the tab label effect. Click on it and then search for blur. We are going to select fast blur in. Select, drag and drop it on your clip on the timeline. Now let's move our time indicator to this place. You can see that the blurriness is already added. If you are okay with this, that is fine, but we can style this further. If you select it, the property right here, we are going to make some changes to the property. Let's change the blur direction from horizontal and vertical to horizontal. Now if you scrub, you see the changes. You see that? Now select this layer on your timeline, that is the track, video track on your timeline. Select it, right click on it and go to nest. So we are going to nest this as a sequence. That way we can add additional keyframe to this nesting and it affects everything that is there. So now we're going to name this text animation. Then you hit OK. Now if you go back to the project manager window, you can see our nested sequence has been added to the project manager panel. Let's scrub until we see all the text appeared. Then from this point, we're going to go to property panel right here, and then on the scale property, hit the stopwatch. That is going to create a keyframe at this point. So let's move some few frames forward. We are going to make the scale value 150. Or whatever the number that appeals to you. I'm going to reduce this a bit, just slightly. This is fine. Now if you select this last keyframe, you go to easy in. So now if you play back, this is what you have. Beautiful. And this is how you can create an advanced text animation in Premiere Pro, fully customizable to what you like. You can push this further a bit by trying to manipulate more properties on the FS control. You can also try to use more options on the Essential Graphics panel, and then try more effects from the Effects panel. That is going to give you entirely a different look and a different style. So if you have any question, you can leave it in the comment and let me know the type of tutorial or what you would like to see next in Premiere Pro. Until I see you again on the next one, my name is SSB Otaru for MotionDigit Studios.